What's good, guys? Hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. Right, this is going to be our weekly outlook, and of course, I'm being joined with Leo.
Hey guys, welcome to the weekly outlook of November 20 to 24, 2023. Here we have the economic calendar presented for you guys. Just a brief overview of the economic calendar. Monday, we don't have that much news, just some small pound news. Tuesday, FOMC meeting minutes for dollar and ECB President Lagarde orange folders. On Wednesday, we have unemployment claims for USD and consumer sentiment numbers. Thursday, we have a lot of euro and pound news. Flattish manufacturing PMI for euro and pound. Friday, we have some euro and dollar news. Flash manufacturing PMI for dollar and some business climate red folder. Overall, this week looks pretty good for trading. We don't have any insane news events like NFP, CPI, or FOMC where we would have to stay out of the market. And it's a pretty balanced news event week. Every day has something decent, something red foldered. And yeah, so this week we're covering the dollar, euro, GBP, crude oil, S&P 500, and NASDAQ.
Yep, sounds good, Leo. I do want to bring up that this will be a Thanksgiving week, so you gotta be aware of that. Right, we just look at Thursday. Just be careful when you're trading. After Wednesday, I think there will be a little bit more slower movement in markets, and then wait for news for them to push markets to the areas they want to reach for. Right, but let's get started with Dixie first, Leo.
Moving on to Dixie. All right, let's get started with the dollar index on the daily chart. So one thing I wanted to note that to start off with the Sunday opening and price action throughout Sunday opening to Monday at midnight open is that price did move past this daily BISI on the daily and continued moving downside a little lower. We are currently at a discount relative to price, the whole price range here. It extends a little lower throughout, but we are currently at a discount. And I would like to mention that price did trade to the high of the July 2023 order block on a monthly chart at 103,572, which we basically made a low there on the opening around there. Price merely just traded into the top of the wick there. So I would like to see price move a little lower. However, we are at a higher time frame discount. Notably into here, this little volume imbalance has my eye currently at the moment. It would be very bearish for price to take out sell-side liquidity, in my opinion. However, that is something I marked out for just to note. It's not a target per se. It's just something I'm keeping my eye on at the moment. But yeah, this is around 103,460-ish, this volume imbalance here. I'd like to price to trade into it. And because we are at a monthly order block, I would like to see price show me a good reaction off of that and start moving a little higher. So we'll dive into that on the hourly chart. Dollar index on the hourly chart. As I've said just now, I would like to see price trade into here around 103,460 before retracing or reversing higher, taking out this buy side liquidity here around 104.55. Dollar definitely looks like it can move higher from here on out, but I'd like to see what we do for Monday's trading. So in the recent price action, I had noted that these two imbalances here, I would like to see these imbalances kind of support or flow into this and then move higher. Did you have anything to add, Alan?
Yeah, I just want to go back into the daily, and I want to note that there's still like a little inefficiency between these two candles. And I was thinking maybe if we see dollar index run a little higher, ticks out its high that just created here, trade to the top of that busy, and then maybe you can kind of lower Or you can just use this down candle as an order block and then push price higher from this level here, right? Just at this moment right now, just gonna wait and see, right? It's still early, it's Sunday, going to Monday morning. Don't expect too much, right? Like we saw the news calendar already. There's only one news event. But yeah, not going to do too much, try to forecast price that aggressively. So yeah, I think that should be pretty solid for Dixie. Looking for maybe if I see Dixie start running higher, I would prefer them to just start running into a level of premium or trade up into these buy stops up here, right? But yeah, as of now, just gonna wait and then see what Dixie can give us. All right, let's move on to EU. We have your USD on the daily, right? I see price runs up into the close of the open of this bodies here, right? It doesn't really get up to the wicks, right? But I think this is enough for them if they really wanted to just start running lower. There's a little small inefficiency there. Maybe take out sell side here. And if they really want to get animated, they can really come down and take this out here as well, right? And some maybe trade down into this range here. But as of right now, I'm not calling a top, right? I just want to make sure that's clarified. The price can easily just, come a little lower, maybe run its own low here, and then just start running higher, take out buy side here, trading up into this inefficiency up here as well that I did not note out. I'll let you guys note that out on your own chart if you feel like that's important for you guys. In my opinion, I would note it out, but at the moment, it's not like it didn't take out this high. If it took out this high, then I would note that out. But yeah, as of right now, this is what I'm looking at for buy side targets if they want to get up there, and these are my sell side targets if they want to come lower for it. And let's go down to a lower time frame. So for EU 1 hour, right? Like I said, price kind of open up and then start running higher, right? And then punched higher, start dropping lower now. This high here or this movement here makes me think it's going to be a slow London, right? Maybe wait until news for GBP. Maybe see EU do something as well. But as of right now, EU could want to just come down and trade into this level down here, or maybe trade higher and run buy side liquidity again, and then allowing this move here as an inducement, right? Just trap traders run buy side one last time, take this buy side out, and then start dropping lower, running towards sell side and down into this inefficiency here. For now, I just kind of want to play it safe on EU, wait until Tuesday. I want to see what they can do on Dixie before trading EU. So let's move on from EU and go into GU on the daily. So GU on the daily, we noted out buy side liquidity up here, relatively lows down here. However, price did trade down here where it traded back into the mean of this candle here. And it doesn't necessarily have to come lower because it took out its low here. I noted this sell side here, just like if price wanted to trade down here and then maybe run higher, because there's a chance that they can trade down back into these lows into level of discount before running buy side. However, buy side is the obviously a closer target. So price could just trade up into this inefficiency here. If you pull back on your daily chart, you can see where I angle this. This is an old fair value gap that price traded through already, right? And then if price does want to get up there, I could see how they want to trade in this area here above this buy side liquidity here. But as of right now, I think GU could run lower depending on what happens in the news event that's coming up right now. So let's go into lower time frame for GU. GU buy side liquidity noted out here. This is the hour inefficiency here. We see price trade up into it, drop lower. There's a chance that they can just use this level as a resistance and then push a lower trade down to the sell side here, or even trade down sell side here. If they do, I would then resume saying, okay, this could be potentially an area where they're trying to trade back down into discount, or even running down these lows here, trade on discount before creating a potential low of the week, and then running higher for buy side liquidity up here. As of right now, like I said, we don't have enough information. I'm just really looking at what price has been doing, and I'm realistically waiting for Dixie to make a move. I want to see where Dixie is dictating, hey, I want to move higher or I want to move lower. That would control EU GU, in my opinion. a lot more, and it will give me more insight on where they really want to move to for the rest of the week. But I think that should be it for the forex pairs. Did you have anything you want to add, Leo?
Nothing, no comment on forex. I think you did pretty good.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Let's move on from forex. We have crude oil. Go for it, Leo.
All right, crude oil on the daily chart. So I know this chart may look a little cluttered. I tried to make it as readable as possible while noting out the most salient levels. So throughout the coverage of this asset class, in recent weeks, we saw this move lower into discount, and we saw that price was working inside this daily imbalance level, rejected off of it, move lower, and then now we're coming back up from this expansion. And I did note on Friday that I did want to see a trade into this red imbalance here between 76.80 to 77.88. On Sunday's opening, we created a move higher into this imbalance low, 76.80. And we see that the body here upon this new week opening candle, or basically Sunday's to Monday's candle, we see the body opened and respected 75, 78, which I really liked. Traded into these imbalance here a little bit before moving higher. And I'll dive into that a little bit more on the hourly chart, which is nice for bullish order flow here. And into Friday, this is what I would ideally like to see for crude oil, is a trade into 78.62 right here, invoking some sort of change in state of delivery and potentially creating a bullish order block off of these 3 down candles here. So that would be really nice price action for me to see throughout the week. We see crude oil moving past this imbalance really smoothly, moving into 78.62, and then potentially expanding higher into this imbalance range here between this low and this high here. This wasn't too efficiently traded. You could narrow it down from this low to this high, but this low to this high is okay too. All right, moving down into the hourly chart for crude oil, I would like to dive into a little bit of this price action here, most importantly. So you'll notice on the hourly chart, price opened at around 1800 Eastern time on this candle here. And you'll see that we did create a low here, which is 75.41. And this is a little hard to see, but there's this imbalance here between the red line here, the 50, the midpoint, to this candle's low right here. The candle's low is, this is the Friday around noon, November 17, 2023, around 12 o'clock Eastern is this candle here. And the candle next to it, the low of it is 75.42. So we kind of wicked into this imbalance here and moved higher from it, very much higher, creating this wick, and then moving into 76.80, which I really like for bullish order flow. So on the hourly chart as well, we also see a body respect to 75, 78, which I really like. And I'm looking for a expansion into this imbalance here from 76.80 to 77.88. I would like to see more low resistance here if price is going to do what I think it's going to do. However, we could see some kind of expansion, a little retracement, expansion, a little retracement, expansion, a little retracement, which is fine as well. This looks like a hourly market maker buy model. which hopefully, if my analysis pans out, should move price into 79.19 on the hourly chart as a target for the end of the week. And for crude oil, that'll be it for me. Did you have anything to add, Alan?
No, not really. I do like the idea of crude oil pushing higher and trading up into this imbalance, right? Eventually, even coming up, trading into level premium, and then see where they want to react from there. I also agree with you saying you want to see low resistance as it pushes up. I agree as well. I would love to see low resistance push up. But as of right now, let's see what they can do. I think these levels here should be the target, their next target. And I think it's at least gonna take out 76.80. It's like right there. I think it's for sure gonna take that out. But yeah, let's see what crude oil does in the next few hours or next day as well. But let's move on from crude oil, right? We have E-mini. Never mind. That's all you, Leo.
Yeah. So E-mini S&P 500 on the daily. On the daily chart, I'd like to note that price is currently at a premium at the moment. And I'd like to point out the overlap between this September 6, 2023, SIBI here, sell side imbalance buy side efficiency. And the midpoint of that overlaps exactly with the monthly bearish order block, 453,450, which is something to note and keep your eye out on. It's very interesting to see these levels match up like that. And I'll be watching for a bearish institutional order flow to start forming at this premium level. Not to say calling a top per se, but it's very, the confluences are kind of aligning to see, okay, price expanded into a premium. We're consolidating for about a week into a monthly bearish order block. We're seeing price sensitivity at these levels here, coupled with an imbalance here as well on a daily chart. And so I would like to see price start moving away from this, start expanding this week. Whether it expands higher or lower will dictate how my analysis goes on forward, but I do favor an expansion lower. So I do expect, however, some form of manipulation to occur before the quote-unquote real move occurs. Ideally, if we do move lower on the sell side, I would like to see a revisit of buy side liquidity in the form of a turtle soup or just a really quick run on stops before taking out any large pool of sell side liquidity. So moving on to the hourly chart, I do have this imbalance here noted on the daily as well between 4436.75, 4510.75, as well as the midpoint of this imbalance created by CPI, 4473.75, as well as these small sell side liquidity levels here. So I put an eye here to watch out for these relative equal highs here. I will be looking for maybe this is a potential scenario that might play out for me in my head, is we trade into sell side liquidity for 512.75 here. Trade into here, take out this, maybe accumulate it right here in this candle, leave the sell side liquidity intact. We start moving price into this buy side here really fast, taking out these highs here, this high, this high, this high, and potentially the upper range of the how far price could trade higher for me to be comfortable with the bearish narrative is the top of this imbalance here at around 4548 and a quarter. And then if we see a reaction off that, that'd be really nice for a bearish narrative. However, we're still in a consolidation. The cards are still 50-50. This is just a hypothetical scenario that I would like to see if price is indeed going to move into a sell program. Now, that's it for me on the hourly. On ES, if There's anything you'd like to add, Alan?
I really like the fact that the price moved up right into that monthly bearish order block. On the hourly, pretty sure this down candle, or like this wick candle here, where it takes out the high, trades right up into that monthly bearish order block, and then has a nice reaction lower. And it's good that we see price continue to push in that direction, even though it's very lethargic. I do like the fact that it is taking out its lows and it's slowly moving towards these sell side liquidity down here. I don't know if they want to throw another up candle before it drops lower. If they do, be aware of that. I'm not saying a jump into and say sell right now, right? But I do like the fact that sell side liquidity resting here, along with price trading up into that monthly bearish order block on the hourly time frame, and then price moves lower towards it is a good sign in my opinion. Let's move on into the NAS. Right, we have NAS on the daily, buy side liquidity here, price takes it out aggressively, like we noted already. Inefficiency here, price trades right up into it, that imbalance there, or that liquidity void there, price trades right up into it. Price trades lower, kind of consolidates above this high here. In my opinion, this is a good sign where we're looking for maybe potential retracement or another move higher. I do think there should be another leg of retracement lower. I am favoring a sell side run, at least below this low here. And if they react off that aggressively, then I'll be looking for the highs up here to be taken out. Right. I do want to note that Goldman Sachs, like I think earlier this year, was calling for new all-time highs on NAS. I don't know how accurate that will be for them to play out. In my opinion, I think this is just manipulation. Like, oh, they said all-time highs, so people are gonna think it's gonna run these highs here, and people will start jumping in. I think this could be a potential sell-off for a lot of like institutional level traders, right? Where they can liquidate positions here and drop lower, right? Market maker can push this lower. And then if they catch sellers, they feel that they could run it one more time higher, they can run that once more. As of right now, NAS looks both sides, I think. Like there's both sides of it, but it does look bearish, in my opinion, for the sell side liquidity in the meantime. So that'll be my short term draw. I want to see NAS trade through that and then see where they want to move to after that. Let's go on into the lower time frame for NAS. So this line here is the NAS daily. This is the consequent encroachment of the wick here. Buy side liquidity resting there in case if price wants to get up there. As of right now, I'm looking at this sell side here, this massive inefficiency here, likely a draw lower into this level. I just don't know if they want to draw into this and then start running higher, or punch higher for the beginning of the week and then draw lower for the rest of the week after that. As of right now, in my opinion, it is 50-50. I want to wait for a little bit more information. Like I said, I also want to include Dixie, so I want to wait for Dixie as well. Just in my opinion, I'm favoring sell side liquidity for the short term draw. And I think that should be it. No other analysis after NAS here. Did you have anything else you want to add for NAS, Leo?
Again, I would like to see more information before taking a trade off of this analysis.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there.
But I did miss a target on ES. This manipulation run here is not required, but to me, it'd be ideal for them to wick it into this on news, wick it into this, run lower. Sorry, chaos outside, wick it into this, run lower, and then run on this sell side, run it, and then start moving into this gap here. And then depending on how we move into this gap here, this low would be on my eyes.
Yep.
But it's still very early, so I think we'll have a much more to say on the midweek review. This will be definitely an interesting week to see how price reacts to the imbalance made on CPI and whether we start moving upward even, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. Let's go back to NAS really quick. I also want to note that there are a lot of individuals and a lot of traders out there that I've been kind of seeing where they're very bullish on NAS. And I'm like, okay, if they're bullish, I don't think I should be bullish. So I should wait for that manipulation move where everyone's like celebrating, like, yeah, it's going to be bullish, bull run to end of the year. And then I want to see what market makers have in store for them. And I kind of want to join them on the ride lower if they do plan to take this lower. Right. But as of right now, I think that should wrap up our weekly outlook. We will definitely have more to say on the midweek update. Right. We don't want to push too much of analysis where markets are unfavorable for us, and we don't want to give you guys a wrong idea of analysis where we're still uncertain with, but you guys see it as, oh, they're trying to say this, and then I'll try to take a trade off that and get burned. And we don't want that for you guys, right? I think that should wrap up this video, right? Is there anything else you want to add for them, Leo?
No, not in particular. I think we covered everything pretty well.
Okay, sounds good. Hope you guys have or had a great weekend, and we'll see you guys on our midweek update. Peace.
Take care, guys.